Most interesting thing in tech, a thorough, new, and somewhat harrowing report from the Brookings Institute on students and AI, based on lots of survey data with kids, with teachers, and literature review. All right, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good. Students, of course, learn more quickly if they use AI appropriately. It can be particularly good for kids who are studying in their second language, right? Because it can adjust the text. It can be really good in certain areas. The report mentions Afghanistan and women, where if you're not even allowed into the school, AI can be incredibly helpful. It can be a good tutor for anybody, but it can be incredibly important in some places. In fact, in areas that have been left behind by technology, AI may be even more beneficial. And of course, it can save teachers a lot of time in how they design their courses. Okay, that's good. The bad, and I guess the ugly too, it appears as though, and this is the worst thing in the report, that it isn't just letting kids skip steps in the educational process. Like, obviously kids are using it to write their homework. Obviously that's bad. Obviously they're not learning as much. It appears as though doing that actually makes them dumber. That there's this cognitive offloading process where you become so dependent on AI that you actually can't think as well anymore. So it's not just that you miss the learning step, it's that you actually go backwards. There's another interesting finding, which is that using AI for homework seems to lead kids to the next step, which is using AI for relationships, AI for companionship. And there could be some problems in that. Because AI tends to be so sycophantic, it could be teaching young people weird ways of human interaction, weird ways of having relationships. In fact, I was kind of stunned that kids who use character AI are spending more time on it than they spend on YouTube. All right, so lots of concerns. It can really shortcut the learning process. What do you do? So I certainly am not in favor of banning AI in schools. That's just the exact wrong approach. I can understand the instinct. Kids should be using AI, but they should be using it ethically. They should be taught very seriously about the risks of cognitive offloading, and the curriculums need to change. If you're telling someone to go home and write a paper, which they can either do in AI or not, and then you have to trust them, that's not going to work. In fact, another finding from the report, the trust between the teachers and the students is going down because the teachers all think the students are cheating, and the students kind of think the teachers' assignments are dumb. So the way students are evaluated has to change, and it has to change really quickly. This is another big experiment we're doing on our kids. It's like the third, right? We gave them phones and Instagram. Really terrible idea. Then there was COVID and everybody stayed home. That turned out to have really negative consequences. Now AI, which could be the greatest learning enhancer ever, but it's a real risk. There's going to have to be a lot of work on this done soon. All right, most interesting thing in tech. See you tomorrow.